again, dear ones, and welcome. Glad to be with you again after a little hiatus. And I want to start off today by sharing a portion of verses from 2 Timothy chapter 3. And the first few verses of that chapter provide a long list of horrible characteristics of the last days. Not really saying we're in the last days, but we're getting close if we aren't. But I'm just going to call out one part of those verses. People will be lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. That's essentially in verse 4. People will be lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. Some of you may be old enough to remember a song called Blue Monday. In that song, the singer talks about his work week and how it's drudgery and how tired he gets, and he gets worn out and he doesn't feel like doing anything else. And then Thursday comes and he knows he's got to work hard because he gets paid on Friday. And then, miraculously, on Saturday, all his tiredness is gone. He's got his money, he's got his honey, and he's out in the world to play. Wow, what a comeback, eh? But Sunday morning, he says, I had it bad. I don't know what that means, but I got an idea. But he said, it's worth it for the time that I had. Oh my. But he's got to get his rest because Monday's a mess once again. And then he starts the drudgery all over again. I fear, dear ones, that there are millions of Americans who that's exactly describing their work week. Just endure the work week to get to the weekend so we can play, so we can entertain ourselves, so we can please ourselves, do what we want to do. And there's little or no thought of God that is evident in their lives. We have a verse in Deuteronomy where God is giving the 10 Commandments, and right up front he says, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Well, of course, how many people now don't even know what the 10 Commandments are? And they're not living that way if they know it at all anyway. So that attitude seems to pervade our society and so many people. Now I'm going to read another verse, and this is from the little book of Micah in the Old Testament. And it says, he has told you, O man, what is good and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with our God. He has told us those things, to walk humbly with our God. How are we going to walk humbly with him if we're living for ourselves? How are we going to walk with him at all? Here's another verse, well-known verse from Matthew chapter 6. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. God made us. He gave us breath. He gave us life. We owe him. We owe him. Do we not? COVID set in, and we had to shut a lot of things down. We know that. And there are a number of people around the country, Christians even, who have gotten used to staying at home, watching services online, absenting themselves. And for a while there, when it was serious, we felt that was important. But, dear ones, there's a reason why we need to be together. I will quote with you now another verse from Hebrews chapter 10. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. We need the togetherness. God said it's not good for men to be alone. We need the togetherness. How are we going to stir one another up to love and good works if we're not together? So, dear ones, if you know somebody who is absenting themselves, who are not gathering for whatever reason, just seek to encourage them, love on them, invite them back. And what about our neighbors who are living the good life, as they call it, for self on the weekends? No thought of God, but living for self. May we be praying for them, and may we be reaching out to them in love, that they might find what life truly is about. And it's about walking humbly with our God and loving Him with all of our might and all of our soul and all of our heart. So I'll leave you with that for now, trusting that something in there has been meaningful to you. And until we meet again in a week or so, Lord willing, we'll be praying that you'll be well and safe. We love you. Take care. Bye-bye.